Oh, both no sound. Yeah, we have no... What's it called?
Oh, hello. I think my mic is picking up now. All right, and now no, yours isn't because my desktop isn't picking up yet. So let me look into that. Let's see, which one is my desktop audio coming from? Probably headset, earphone, Corsair wire. Okay, now speak.
Hello!
Okay, yeah, so we're getting audio now. Sorry about that, everyone. I recently just moved into my on-campus housing and totally had to reset up my computer and everything. So yeah, sound jump scare. So, I think everything should be set up now. But
yeah, let us know. Let us know if the audio balancing isn't right. We as Matt has just said, we're on a new setup.
Well, the setup or the audio should be the same as before. It didn't save the device. Oh, probably because when I turned on my computer, I didn't have my headset plugged in. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, it should be good now. But otherwise, let us know. But today we have in the lower bracket Mr. Blueberry, aka Blue, versus Mark. There's a Protoss versus Zerg. And then we have Will, the commentator in the call with me today, versus
Hello.
Vignette, a Protoss versus Terran. So kind of as we were saying before there was no sound, or, when there was no sound, so Will and I have kind of discussed this a little bit, but Blue versus Mark is a semi-rematch from Yoinky Sploinky 1, and you could be like, how is it semi-rematch? Well, they played, but they didn't play these races. Blue, well, their first game they played random versus random, where I want to say Blue was Protoss and Mark was Terran, and then they played their main races, which at the time for Blue was Terran and for Mark was Protoss. So
now we have a completely different matchup. We're going to be seeing a PvZ out of these players today. Blue representing Protoss, and Mark going back to his original Zerg. So I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, and we will be stalling a little bit because I think both of our players are eating.
So. We have a third player also. It's just a mess today this morning, so I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to kind of kill time. Is the lobby ready? I can make the lobby for the first game.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead, because I don't even have Discord visible on my monitor right now.
Our first game will be on Fighting Spirit, folks.
Okay. But today, so just looking at this head-to-head, I'm honestly a little surprised for Mark's versus Protoss win rate to be so low. Because if you ask me, I think that might be his best matchup. But like he's just played. I feel like all of his losses has just come from like really good Protosses. Like I feel like if he played a Protoss that was more in line with his skill level, I feel like he'd have a better chance than playing a Terran or Zerg that is in line with his skill level. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And
so what? Should we do top versus bottom? Can they still chat?
Well, if we do top versus bottom, they have to go and like change it. It defaults to like team chat.
Yeah, so maybe I should change this.
Yeah. But top versus bottom would have helped with one of the games last stream because the players picked the same color. Maybe last stream, but the one before.
So we're gonna do melee, correct?
Yeah, sure. Or we like free for all or one-on-one probably work as well, but who knows? Okay.
Alright. New game open.
Now, so
wait, what? Oh, this is a melee, so it doesn't. There's no teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
So looking at the individual players, we have Mark, who was a surprising third place in Group A. Oh, Shift Enter auto sends all chat. Interesting. You learn something new every day. But anyway, Mark, a surprising third place in Group A. he was really favored to be second place, but Voyager caught the StarCraft bug and just practiced a little more and had a well-deserved victory versus Mark. But in Yoinky Splunky 1, we're not showing this here, but Mark was 5th place in Yoinky Splunky 1, so he was in the top half, and if he doesn't win here, he is not in the top half, so he kind of needs that win for to keep his standing. He's a relatively low crime. He says that he is the danger, so he doesn't want to avoid anyone.
But I also think it's a testament to how much our base skill line has improved with all these new contestants in Yoinky Splunky 2.
True, honestly true. We've had some real power players. Like even, eliminated this round and last round. Like there were some players who I was like, oh, they're decently good. But anyway, moving on from Mark to Blue. So Blue was a pseudo upset in Group D of second place to first place, or from first place to second place. In Yoinky Splunky 1, he got 4th place overall, so he was kind of the favorite from history in Group D. But frankly, Michael was practicing more, and even though I think Blue might have a little better fundamental RTS skill, Michael really knew a lot more about the meta and the StarCraft meta and the builds.
Yeah, and the matchup. Yeah, the matchup in particular.
So he won by doing kind of normal builds while Blue was playing unorthodox. Because that's one of the things about Blue. Blue really marches to the beat of his own drum, for better and for worse. Because it's helped him get some wins. But then when he loses, I think of all 3 of his losses in this tournament, I think I could say all of them were because he did stuff that got countered by the opponent playing standard normal.
Standard normal play.
Yeah. But it has worked, especially against some lower level opponents. His builds have worked, and I really wonder if it's going to work out for him today versus Mark.
Already
hinting
at his build order today.
And we can see, look at my man's crime stat here. I think even in Yoinky Splunky 1, he's done some sort of crime in every single game. Whether that's hiding a base, or going for a cannon rush, or who knows what. He always does something a little criminal. He's done some kind of criminal element. While Mark, if we go back to Mark, or actually we'll just go to the head-to-head, Mark doesn't.
Mark's an angel.
Yeah,
by comparison.
He's pseudo an angel because he does. By comparison, he's an angel. So Mark, historically, Mark has done a 9-pool speed all the time. He didn't in his last games versus Sloth. Mass battle cruisers, true, another level of crime that Blue has done. But Mark, he just 9-pool speeds for most of his games, which is generally a crime build. But if you do it all the time, then I'd say it's a little less crime,
Oh yeah, absolutely. What about our players here?
Well, again, I think Mark said he needed a minute.
Mark's just vibing.
Yeah, true. I guess I could. Now might be an okay time. I'll make it again at the end of the stream. But we are thinking there's a high chance that for the Wednesday stream, we have show match streams. So we really want to open up the floor to anyone who is eliminated or hasn't played in the tournament, who wants to play to have a chance. But if there aren't a lot of players, then we'll open it up to everyone. because we had to do some weird last-minute stream or rescheduling, and as a result, there is going to be, no matter what, one game. Like, either Blue or Mark are gonna play on Wednesday, or Will or Vignette. Like, one of those two is gonna, or one of those four is gonna have to play Wednesday, and we want to give players at least a week heads up, or like about a week heads up. So, unless someone is willing to play with not a lot of heads up, then we might
we're gonna have time for a show match.
Yeah.
And they could be anything. People are talking about maybe Yonky Splunky's first team fight,
like 2v2.
People were talking about
perhaps
free for alls. Nah, we don't do free for alls. Not in this house.
Well, I mean,
maybe we do.
Yeah.
Maybe we do, but I think team battles are going to be more interesting.
Oh yeah, I definitely think team battles would be a lot more interesting.
People tossed around the idea of getting drunk as a handicap.
True.
Although we're going to need a group of people on board with that.
Yeah, we could have some returning Yoinky Splinky 1 players. I know Jack is still in the Discord. Zeke, there's been talk of him returning. J Ninja, a almost Yoinky Splinky 2 player who couldn't commit because, they had a schooling. But, maybe one of those 3 could come back. That could be cool. That could be fun.
Drug show match, exactly.
Yeah.
Alright then. Consider food chomped, says Blue.
Well, I think
part of me wonders if we should go back to the please wait screen for a moment.
Needed. No need. We can chat.
I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna vibe. Maybe play some piano. Talk about builds.
Hey, yeah, builds. True.
All right. There's a 50-50 chance you're about to hear the best StarCraft advice you've ever heard, or also the worst. And I'm not going to clarify which one I'm giving. But there's this build called Sparks Terran.
Okay.
One of the ancient ways. Well, Liquipedia, folks, is where you want to go for your old Brood War builds. They're not up to date, but sometimes you just got to scour the internet for those ancient texts. I'm talking using Wayback Machine to access old deleted pages on Liquipedia to find these old builds. That is what I've done at least once. To get some dubious stuff that'll catch your opponent off guard. Hold on. Mark's DMing me.
Oh, lol. Well,
it just says that he needs a couple minutes.
I'm gonna go ahead and give the disclaimer. A lot of these old builds are old for a reason, because there are builds that have come out that do the exact same thing they want to do, but like literally more optimized. So they might hit a little earlier, or with some more Marines or something. Or because they were like, oh, this build exists, but like doesn't work. For example, the stove is a classic. A classic build. And I'm sorry, I just got distracted because Blue in this StarCraft thing said he forgot to watch any Plant vs. Zombie videos, and I was like, bro, this PvZ is Plants vs. Zombies. That's crazy.
Now everyone knows PvZ is actually Protoss versus Zerg, the best matchup in the game.
True.
In both games.
True.
And I didn't even watch StarCraft 2.
True. Or for my Europeans, PedVedZ.
Yeah, PedVedZ. Alright, Mark is in.
Alrighty.
Gonna ask our players if they're ready here.
Signature Brown Zerg. You'll love to see
Signature Brown Zerg. I'll put them in the competitors. Boom. Boom. They're in the competitors. No one can interfere with them.
True.
Mark said, I told my brother we were getting McDonald's. Okay. What do you think about that, chat? He told his brother he's getting McDonald's.
He's about to eat 4 McChickens? That's crazy. Well,
I've eaten 3 McChickens on occasion.
I've eaten 3 chicken McNuggets.
Mm.
And by 3, those 3 were preceded by another like 7. Or when I was younger, another like 3, because those Happy Meals go, bro.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the game to start. It's gonna start any second now, guys. These guys are in the chat here, not saying they're ready. They're talking about Mickey D's.
True.
Alright, they say they. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah.
they said yes, and then they said wait. Actually, hold on, fixing something.
No, we're chilling. We're chilling.
Jose in the chat has eaten 5 McChickens. Congratulations. We
Sorry,
make awards.
I think it's Spanish, and H is supposed to make the J sound, so I think it's Jose.
Oh, I think it's Joe's. You're right.
Jose.
Jose. Hose. His name is literally Hose.
Bro.
How could I be so naive? Looking at these profile pictures, because I have nothing else to look at here. Blue has this like cute panda profile picture, but like
Very
if
wholesome.
you look without your glasses and it's like really blurry, it just looks like a skull. It's a menacing,
Bro, I
terrifying
always
skull.
look at it without my glasses.
You don't have glasses.
Okay,
But if it's blurry, you know, it has the appearance of a skull. It's something more sinister underneath.
if I
Meanwhile,
squint, I kind of see it.
Mark, he's just a slab of meat. I presume that is beef.
Well, because he's a beefcake.
And his
Have
old
you seen
username is
Mark?
Biggie Beefers.
Like, my goodness, bro.
Mark's like 6 foot wide.
True. His biceps are 6 feet tall, bro.
His arms are thicker than my legs.
His arms are thicker than your everything.
He's thicker than my his arms are thicker than my torso. His neck, like, if he died in a car accident and they had to do an autopsy to find out the cause of death because they didn't know it was a car accident, they'd need an axe to take off his tree trunk of a neck.
True. They'd have
In
to
the
get a
operating room.
They'd have to get one of those like saws where you need 2 people to operate it, and like they push and pull it back and forth, you know.
Just to cut off his head and be like, alright, the cause of death was not his head being cut off.
True. Okay, it looks like both our players are ready.
I don't
You
trust
guys
these
can-
two.
You guys can
I
read this
genuinely-
silly conversation.
Stay
I'm just gonna
ready,
scroll through it real quick.
You goons. Read.
Red.
Okay,
Bro.
that'll be interpreted. Okay, ready? Smart
Okay,
gonna type
okay.
ready. Look at this chat.
You guys
This
are
chat, folks.
look maxing SMH. Gonna eat, bro. These guys, can you believe these guys?
Alright, the second Mark says he's ready, we're starting this game. Alright, we're good.
I'm sorry, you guys. These two have a very complicated history.
Yeah. Lots of drama. The game begins.
So, in the top right, in the bluish gray, doing a decently clean split, even though these guys are mining the same patch, we have the Protoss, Mr. Blueberry. And
The
in the
light
bottom
blue
right, doing what for a second I thought, oh, what is a 4-pool? We have Mr. Marky Mark. Oh, they love each other. So Mark, not scouting with the Overlord, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. On one hand, it helps keep them hidden. On the other hand, it's like, bro, you might as well. It's literally free scouting.
Yeah, you should be scouting here. Alright,
See.
pool goes down. He's scouting with
Yeah.
the Overlord now, but I think it's going to be late. It's not going to give him the info in time.
Yeah. And blue looks like to be playing pretty standard. Okay, a pylon, not bad. Mark making 1 extra drone, hopefully, I guess. Oh yeah, that has to be a drone because he's at 4 supply and he only has 3 drones.
Lots of 4 pools in this tournament, not going to lie, folks.
But
I think By Yonky Splunky 3, everyone's going to be well familiarized.
Yeah,
if there's one build to know in this game, it's going to be the 4 pool.
Oh, Blue going very safe with a Forge at the top of his ramp. I'm just wondering, how do you feel about this, Will?
What's his supply?
9.
9?
10.
10. I think he's safe. He'd be safe from the 4 pool, but he does not have his main. Or he does not have his natural.
Yeah.
And he starts a gateway.
Okay, I don't think this is tight, though. I feel like, yeah, Zerglings can run between the pylon and the Forge, right?
Yes, they can.
Okay. So it's not a tight wall.
Here.
Actually, you know, maybe making that gateway before the cannons maybe put him in a little bit of danger?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, he still doesn't have a cannon up. He's, you know, not cutting workers for this cannon. He is potentially in trouble. Alright, there's the cannon. It starts, but these Zerglings are heading... It looks like they're heading right up there. Mark, luckily, going the right way. I think they're going to get there and be able to eat this cannon before they cross. Blue sees. Blue's like, whoa. Now, Blue has to pull workers, like, right now.
Yeah,
and but he did start a zealot. His money just like went way low. This cannon's gonna get
go right
eaten
through.
alive. Yeah.
I
wish they'd just target this pylon.
They're gonna go straight for workers.
I don't like that. I definitely would have targeted the pylon.
Oh, workers being pulled, but only one Zergling fighting.
Workers being pulled to fight with the zealot. Oh, they're clogging the ramp, not fighting with the zealot. That's not good. They really needed to fight with that zealot. But Mark doing some questionable plays here.
Yeah, no follow-up Zerglings either.
Yeah,
this is really what you need to.
Well, did Mark make more drones?
Yes, he did actually.
Oh, he should not have done that.
I mean, it's an option.
I don't think he got enough damage done though. I mean, granted, Blue's at 0 money right now.
Yeah, he has no income, and he's chasing these. Chasing these
actually,
pretty desperately.
Mark maybe. I don't know. I just think Mark is so far behind in worker count. I think if he just made more lings to help follow up, he really could have won. Or if he targeted down the pylon to stop the zealots from being built. I think, yeah, I'd like Blue's position a little better. Now, Mark can still win. Mark is still...
And now we see more Zerglings, but frankly, I think it's too late. The time for these Zerglings was 2 minutes ago, my guy.
And with the cannon being started? Honestly, if I were Blue, I wouldn't have even started this second cannon. Or this cannon, yeah. These 3 zealots are enough to really kill any lings that try to do anything.
Yeah, unfortunately for Mark, I think this demonstrates a kind of lack of understanding on how the 4 pool works.
Yeah, and we've seen similar 4 pools play out in Yoinky Splunky 1 in particular. I remember J Ninja did a 4 pool that kind of went like this, where he made his initial 6 and then he droned up. And it's like, look, you are cutting so much economy to get these lings up that there is really no out.
And now look at these Zerglings. They're useless.
No, oh my god, he made even more. No. I like making the 6 because they stall any zealot counterattacks. But Mark has made way too many Zerglings. His economy... Oh, he's hiding a base here, too. Okay.
Yeah, but look at his worker count. It is a measly 7.
Yeah.
His income is... his
more.
economy is ruined.
Oh, that's... You were counting those 2 when you said 7. Okay. Mark's running up. Actually, he might be in an okay spot.
If he gets some damage here...
Blue did have to start 2 cannons in his main, so actually, oh, that's only 1 cannon and a cybernetic score. Oh, Blue Mark let that cannon finish. Honestly, I think. And
now he's gonna lose the Overlord. I think that's.
Honestly, I think Mark. I don't really see a way for him to come back unless Blue messes up.
Yeah, I think realistically, this is game.
Yeah, Mark made some double hatchery there. Mark made some really questionable micro decisions, like. I think his micro wasn't what it needed to be, and he didn't follow up with Zerglings. He either needed to make Zerglings instead of drones, or he needed to have better micro. And look, Blue even sees this hatchery and is going to shut it down. Pulls two Zealots back just to guard the ramp. Or no, one Zealot just to choke this spot up. Blue's playing very safe.
Blue has more than double Mark's supply. And
like all of it
triple
is
his income.
Yeah.
And triple his income. So there's just... When people say a 4-pool is an all-in build that ends the game immediately, it either works or it doesn't. And if you don't follow up with the Zerglings immediately, and your opponent just doesn't lose any workers, they don't lose any infrastructure, it becomes an almost impossible game to win, as we've seen in other parts in this tournament where it was used by, I believe, John versus...
Yeah, John did it. John, aka... We do not talk to people. Aka Voyager versus G-Man.
Yeah, and Voyager versus Medusa, especially, where he did a 4-pool.
Oh yeah,
but he
did.
But he was never able to crawl back economically.
Yeah, people say like the 4-pool ends the game instantly. The game probably can go on for another like 10 minutes, but like realistically, the game is over. Mark is so far behind.
Blue functionally has a 4-minute head start.
Yeah, Mark is so far behind that he can survive and maybe even win, but him winning, Blue needs to mess up for Mark to win.
Yeah.
And it's possible, but like, I don't really foresee it happening. And what do you think about this gateway on the front line for Blue, kind of to pseudo wall things in?
It's not tight.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like what Blue's doing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's not a tight wall. There's a lot of cannons. Blue's playing very safe, which I think is fine because he only has to play safe to win.
But also, we're talking about all this stuff where it's like, oh, Mark's so behind economically. We're seeing this already, where it's a 2-base Protoss versus a 2-base Zerg. That's never good for the Zerg. And look at the gas count. Mark just now starting his extractor at 8 minutes. You can
and Blue sees it. Blue's like, well, what do you have? You don't have anything.
Yeah, Blue's doing a cannon rush. Honestly, not a bad call. Like, he's so far ahead, and Mark just isn't making any lings because he needs to make drones. But Mark pulling, maybe over pulling, but I like the idea these cannons aren't gonna be able to.
I mean, these are just pylons. I know Zerglings are out.
No cannons are gonna be made from this. So Mark. Yeah. I like him pulling drones, but honestly, he doesn't need to pull this many. I
mean, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, better safe than
Blue has to respect
sorry.
the pull.
And now look, Blue's starting cannons down here. I don't like that.
I don't like these. I'm not sure these are gonna be nearly as effective.
Well, because I guess he could slow creep into the natural, which is, I guess, his plan. But like, he could also just walk in with his 4 Zealots and win. He has 9 Zealots. He can win the game with this many Zealots. He can even kill Mark's second base. Like, Blue, doing these 2 cannons, this is for show. He has, with 9 Zealots, like, honestly, if I were in Blue's situation, I'd be moving out with his army. He's got 9 Zealots and a goon.
Yeah, you just survived a failed 4-pool. They have no eco, like, you win.
Yeah.
There's just no way to... If a 4-pool fails, you lose.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. Blue's moving out. He's saying, what's up?
Yeah, and Mark's gonna survive because he has this hidden base here, but also because all of his defense is here at the top, Blue's probably gonna accidentally come in on the weak side.
Yeah.
And look, this goon is going to kill this overlord, which is going to supply block Mark. These lings aren't even going to be able to kill this dragoon. It's like, this is an insane... Oh, he ignores the overlord. Yeah, Mark pulling workers, but like, workers don't do anything.
Yeah, they're not.
You could be an actual pro player and you lose that fight.
Yeah. There's no larva hatcheries. There's no Zerglings being made.
Well, Mark is just floating a whole bunch of money because his larva's not doing anything, you know?
Yeah.
And look, Mark's running. He's gonna run up to this hidden base, which I guess I like. I think it's kind of foolish for Blue to not follow these.
Yeah. I mean, he's scouting the bottom left for where he assumes a base is. Or maybe he's going to take his own expansion, Blue.
Oh, it looks like Mark might be taking another hidden base.
But
like,
there
Mark
goes the spawning pool, so Zerglings cannot be made anymore.
Or Sunkens. Mark has
or sunken colonies.
2 creep colonies that are doing nothing. But, like, Mark can make the game go as long as he wants by just turtling on this one base. Like, honestly, he can make it go as long as he wants. There are, you know, a lot of players are like, well, I lasted 20 minutes. And it's like, yeah, but over those 20 minutes, did you really have a chance?
It's like if you spent 15 minutes of those 20 minutes losing.
Yeah.
Like
Mark, like, I'm not kidding. I think Mark, if he just made all of this land Sunkens and Spore colonies, he could make the game take 20-25 minutes. But like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, no
I
gas
like
income.
his decision to 4-pool. Doing a risky build like that game 1 is rare, so I like when players do it. And look, Blue found him already. But he just didn't have the follow-up. He didn't really practice 4-pooling. And you might be like, why would you need to practice 4-pooling? But it's like, you kind of do.
You really do.
You need to practice any build you do, if you want to be able to play it well. We'll practice any build, or, like, you know, at least know how to get from that build into a good mid game. And, like, I don't even know why Blue's not attacking right now. He knows where Mark is.
This is 7 workers to, what is this?
Blue has 3 times Mark's supply. Mark has 8 workers, 1 of them on gas. Well, now it's 11.
Yeah, this is like 11 workers to 30 here.
And
Mark's playing on one base.
Here, I think, is even off center too. His hatchery in the top left.
It might be.
Very smart micro from Blue, pulling back to fight the Lings on the low ground, where the Zealots are fighting or taking the hits instead of the Dragoons. But he's just
This is winnable with an A move.
Yeah, it's winnable with an A move. Like, Blue would have to be doing some crazy throws to lose this fight here. And
Mark starts a hatchery in the top left, and the game goes on.
Like, Blue didn't even take this fight super well. Like, he had half his guys killing drones, half his guys killing the Sunkens, but, like, it doesn't matter because he just has so much. And Mark, again, has larvae floating around doing nothing. Blue has 10 times Mark's supply.
Yeah.
And look, even Blue is hiding a base now. And look, Blue going out with 2 armies now, because he knows all he has to do is check for bases. He finds his drone before a base can be made in the middle.
Yeah.
The drone, no! Sadly, the drone does not win that fight.
Yeah. Now this is just gonna be a base hunt.
Well, I like Mark from a strategic point of view. I do kind of like what Mark is doing.
Blue has a hidden robo.
Yeah, what? Oh, down at the bottom? That's kind of funny. But I do kind of like what Mark is doing, like making Blue really work for it. I think this could really be Mark trying to... Like, Blue is thinking about this game. Mark, if he's playing this smart, is thinking about next game. What do I do next opener, next map? Next map, I think, is Blue Storm, so it's like he has to have something planned. Yeah, you know, Blue just killing overlords, still making workers. Blue's just like he's getting
just in his lane.
Yeah, he's in his lane. He's even getting upgrades. He's playing this very well, where he's like still teching, still expanding, still making workers. Look, he has so many workers, he's almost mined out of his main.
Yep.
Now, granted, I really do think he should transfer some of those workers to his natural, which has much less at it. And honestly, transfer some to his hidden third. He has total map control. Like, what is Blue? And yeah, Blue found Mark again. It's like, well, Mark can never threaten Blue. Look, Blue even has a Zealot here,
Yeah, to catch these
preemptively
drones.
catch Mark expanding. Mark doesn't even have his spawning pool done. Now, so if I'm Mark, what's the meta? Hide extractors, not hatcheries. Because hatcheries are just so much more expensive. But like you can have extractors all over the place for the same cost as one hatchery.
For Mark here is another 4 pool, but done right.
Honestly, another 4 pool would be pretty big.
Another 4 pool would probably win, especially if it was executed correctly, because I think Blue's going to be playing lax, thinking, oh, you know, I accidentally beat a 4 pool, so it's no threat.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It's like rock, paper, scissors, you know? If you go rock, no one goes rock a second time, you know? And no one goes rock a third time! Also, Blue found Mark's other hidden base in the bottom right, and now Mark doesn't even have the money to hide more buildings. Oh, he now can afford an extractor. Let's go!
GG, Goopy boy.
No, it's not over, Mark. You can put an extractor down.
And that's it.
Mark left. Alright. Well, I think that's definitely a helpful game for the audience to see how to do a 4 pool, more like how not to do a 4 pool.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm glad we had a game like that, but also the game could have ended like 7 minutes earlier.
Like 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah. Now let's get into the next one.
Absolutely. Let me make the game. It's got to be on Blue Storm. I hope some of our audience start recognizing these maps by name.
Oh yeah.
In the later stage of this tournament, game is up.
So I'm rooting for Mark at least for this game.
Absolutely.
I want to see it get to game 3, and also kind of as a you know, tournament meta stuff. I was counting, if Mark wins, we have 2 Terran, 3 Zerg, 3 Protoss. That's a perfect split, baby. If Blue wins, we have 2 Terran, 2 Zerg, 4 Protoss. You know, it's still alright, but for the sake of an even race distribution in the round of 8, you know, I'd like to see Mark. But, you know, Blue is always exciting. I'd like to see Blue versus Joj as well.
Oh yeah.
Because the winner of this does go on to play Joj, and to see who from the top 8 goes into the top 6. I'd like to see Blue do that. I mean, I'd also like to see Mark play Joj. Like, I'd like to see either one of these players advance. Honestly, I'm surprised that one of them is going out already. You know, I think that's, and you know, this happened because of 2 upsets in a way, if you think about it. If Mark was 2nd place in Group A, these 2 wouldn't have played here. If Blue was 1st place in Group D, these 2 wouldn't have played here. So both of these players are the 4th and 5th place players from Yunky Splunky 1. You know, one of them isn't even going to be in the top half. You know, the top 8. And I think that definitely goes to show that we have a high pedigree of players. Where are these guys? Sorry, I'm kind of talking out of my ass because these guys have not joined the lobby. Here they are.
Okay.
But, you know, these 2 players aren't even in the top 8, like, because we just have real high-level players from, you know, the high-level newcomers, newbies. Oh, Blue realizing that Blue Storm, the Twilight tile set, because it's on the planet Shakuras, it doesn't let them be bluish-gray. Do we have a map on this tile set in Yunky Splunky 1? I don't think so. Why do we have Yunky Splunky 1? Fighting Spirits, Circuit Breakers, Butter,
Benzene.
Neosulfide Benzene. Yeah, we didn't have this, we didn't have any maps on this tile set. And we don't have any maps on the Char tile set, which I think is called, like, Ashlands. So,
oh yeah, I couldn't actually find a competitive Ashlands map. I guess everyone universally
none
agrees.
exist.
It's an ugly tile set. Maybe we'll do it for the show matches.
Oh, that
So
could be
people know what it
fun.
looks like.
We have some like super weird games.
I did recently play a game with Gianni. Alright, I think they're ready. Alright, let's
Both
start.
players are ready.
Red versus blue.
I'll tab to hide this. Go. Alright, in the bottom left of our 2-player map, we have the blue, not bluish gray, but blue Protoss, Mr. Blueberry.
And in the top right, the red Zerg. Mark. Mr. Marky Mark. Zerg of Yonky Splinky Championship 1 fame.
Not doing a 4-pool.
And evidently not doing a 4-pool.
It's funny that we have magenta enjoyers in the chat, because for a long time this person was the best Terran outside of Korea, but now that's not entirely true, because
Talking about blue, of course.
yeah, blue. But there is the best Terran in Peru, Terror, who goes magenta every single game. So there are some actual magenta enjoyers at a high level. But anyway, getting back to it.
That saying red versus blue feels so satisfying. I believe Mark will often pick
Blue
the
is
opposite color
cutting
of his
workers.
opponent.
Blue is very scared of a 4-pool, it looks like.
He's saying not on Blue Storm.
Yeah, not on Blue Storm. Or maybe he's just going for
Gate first?
a 7-7
Interesting.
gate? Is that what he's doing? No, it looks like he's going up to 8 workers.
He's
Interesting.
like, nah, bro,
I don't know. How do you feel about this?
This, I think his plan is like, okay, if it's a 4-pool, I catch it. But if I make all these zealots for no reason, I'm going to attack.
Mark starting his extractor before his pool. It does look like he's going for his signature 9-pool speed.
Alright, Gateway Forge, kind of the opposite of what Medusa does, which I believe is Forge Gateway, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, also he did Forge Gateway last map.
Well, this is
I don't know,
Gateway Forge.
How do you feel about this? Because honestly, I like it, but Blue Storm is so weird. Normally you want to wall at your expansion, but like, where on earth do you do that on Blue Storm?
Yeah, you really can't.
And that's why, like, Blue Storm is such an old map. Maps nowadays do not exist that don't let Protoss fast expand, because Protoss doing a normal build on one base is just so far, like, they are just fundamentally so far behind what Zerg does normally.
Blue's probing for a hole in his own wall. He's like, he sees the two of them.
Because what? Gateway Forge has one hole, like down the middle, right?
Well, ideally, folks, your forge is always supposed to be somewhere below your gateway, because that's tight. Nothing fits through it. Forge next to the gateway will always have a hole.
Yeah.
But if forge is under, and it can't be over, it has to be under. The forge has to be beneath the gateway. It'll be tight. Not even Zerglings can fit through.
This wall here, aren't you guys so glad we have a Zerg and Protoss player here so we can talk really in depth about walls? This wall here has at least 2 holes.
Zerglings coming in.
It has as many as 4. It has 2 to 4 holes. And these Zerglings, I don't think are going to do anything. 2 Zealots and a cannon. Well, they can run by.
Whoa, my goodness, they just run right through.
But only 2 get in.
They get a scout, which is nothing that the Overlord couldn't have done. If they get a pick, I'd say this is worth.
Oh,
but
very
no, they get
nice.
Up by workers.
Very nice worker pull there from
And
Blue.
they can't even pull out. It's going to die cannon.
So I was even thinking, I like Blue's position. Blue, honestly, he didn't even need to cut workers to get this gateway down in time. But, you know, Mark generally likes to go early aggression. And I think Blue knows that, so Blue just went super safe, and he survived Mark's early aggression. And if Mark goes in again, I think he's a maniac. I think.
What do you think of this hatchery placement?
I like it.
I kind of like it too.
I think you can really gum up any zealots or something trying to get by.
Speeds is finished on these Zerglings.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm Mark, I'm sending the Zerglings to Blue's natural, and I'm waiting by this mineral line. Blue is not going to expand without a fight.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
if these Zerglings just try to attack, 6 Zerglings against 3 Zealots and 2 cannons, it'd be like throwing them in the trash.
Yeah, and blue's
You're
going for a
burning
very
minerals.
quick upgrade. Well, I say very quick. Actually, I feel like it's generally fine. Goons can't get through it, so it's a bad setup. True. Although, honestly, so if you make this wall, what building do you destroy? Do you destroy the forge? Or do you destroy,
destroy
like, the
the gateway.
gateway? Yeah, but then goons have to get through this diagonal, like, hellhole,
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
know?
It's not a problem. It's wide enough.
Okay, alright, so you just destroy the gateway and go through? Okay.
What I don't like is this cyber core placement, frankly. That's where I'd put my gateway.
Yeah, honestly, if I were blue, I'd have my gateway fields be the cyber core cannon. But Blue Storm's main is so big. It's like a Terran main designed this main here. It's like, I want all of the space. Okay, blue going for really quick robotics. Interesting. I wonder if this is going to be for like reavers or shuttles, or if this is just going to be for observers. Yeah.
Yeah, anti-lurker. Might be both. I really hope Mark starts making more drones here. He really needs to drone up to pull ahead economically.
No! Okay. Blue, you better not. Blue just beat that Kakaroo up.
Oh, he might pick this Overlord.
No, the Overlord gets away.
The Overlord gets away.
Well, because blue loses vision of like the high ground.
This is weird pylon setup. It's a messy base. Alright, the Zealots are gonna go see what there is to see.
Blue's super supply block. That's why they built so many pylons. These Zealots, I don't think will do anything. Oh, Mark making a sunken colony all the way back. I liked the hatchery. I'm not sure I like the sunken colony hatchery. Yeah, I don't. Hydras will definitely be able to get through there, but like, and Lings obviously. But if Mark transitions into like Ultralisks or maybe even Defilers, I don't think he can get through.
Oh, and the Zealots are coming in.
Yeah, the Zealots probably have +1. They do. So these Lings,
they're shredding.
I'm surprised the Lings even got a pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And
Mark's
they're gonna
not morphing a.
Well, the Zealots are gonna at least deny mining at this mineral field.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. Do you think they kill it? No, they definitely don't. Yeah.
Alright, so Mark like barely holds this.
Yeah,
Blue's
Mark
gonna get a full
Blue
scout.
had a third Zealot somewhere nowhere's land. Smart move, ignoring the sunken to go past. But now that there are 2 sunkens... Oh, Mark, don't let this guy kill your gas workers. They're the most important.
Everyone guess how many kills this Zealot's gonna get.
I'm guessing it goes up to 7. Yeah. Honestly, I changed mine to 8. Okay, never mind. It was 7. Mark, 12 Lings? No, 16 Lings. That's enough. If I'm Mark, I make a Hydra Den, and I make another full round of drones. He doesn't need more Lings.
Yeah, I think Mark's going to be panicking here. I think he's going to make more Zerglings, but he's dug himself in a hole economically. And if he makes more... If Zerglings pop out here, that's him digging himself deeper.
Yeah. The supply
drones
difference,
is the right
you might
move.
look at the supply and be like, Mark's behind. But if he makes all drones, he's in a really good spot.
Yeah,
you know, Blue hasn't even expanded yet.
That's a great point.
If I'm Mark, I'm looking to take a third base. But, like, these are all drones. I love it. Mark just,
play.
Actually, I think doubled his economy.
Like
he has so many Zerglings out that he's going to be safe for a while.
Oh, these guys are making creep colonies, though.
Which
I think is fine,
okay. Yeah.
As long as some mine. Because another thing, Mark's making so many buildings. Every building as a Zerg used to be a drone, alright? So, like...
Yeah. Oh, a shuttle comes out. That could be pretty big. Blue Storm is very vulnerable to drops and like mutas because these bases are just so wide open that, you know, it's really easy to sneak something in. And it looks like Blue loads up a Zealot and a Goon, probably going to load up another Zealot. Or maybe he's going to use it to shuttle Goons out to his natural.
Or maybe he's going to load up a Worker and take a hidden third.
I think Goon range just finished. I saw Blue's Cybernetics core was spinning and it isn't anymore. A second shuttle. So it does look like Blue's probably going to be going for like a big Doom drop. And look, he's moving out with 7 Zealots. That's
They're
a
gonna
lot.
shred these Zerglings.
Yeah, Mark has
These
to.
unupgraded Zerglings.
Mark has to pull the Zerglings back to the sunken colonies.
Yeah, them fighting out here is
yeah, he has enough
a losing
Zerglings
fight.
to fight. In addition to oh, blue can't do this though.
Yeah, blue's gonna flank around. And look, that one Zealot still got 2 kills.
Yeah. Well, 2 kills for a Zealot as a Zerg, I'm happy.
Yeah.
No, blue. I saw in the chat someone said blue had no goons. He has 1 in the shuttle. He has a second one. So it's in
these
3
Zealots coming around
shuttles.
for the flank, it's pretty good, but they're
Yeah,
gonna cause some damage. But the Zerglings are still alive to run interference. I hope Mark uses them.
Oh, come on, Mark.
More drones.
Mark has
which is
so
good,
many drones. I love it, but like, where are the Zerglings, bro?
Yeah, send in your Zerglings. They're at your main. Don't forget.
Mark has to
Alright,
pull these drones back to his main.
Yeah. Just pull them.
Or pull the Lings! All of these Zealots
pull
are
the
injured.
Zerglings.
Or not all of them, but these Zealots are like Skittles right now. They're like green, yellow, red. Alright,
None of these drones got moved.
Blue got some crazy damage done. The game's not over. And honestly, I don't think Blue's even super far ahead. But like one of Mark's weakest points is his macro. Like, just look at all of these hatcheries just floating larvae. No way these kill.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, Mark's going for a counter. Ugh, I don't like that either.
Yeah, going through this choke. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
the Zealot,
especially going for this choke. This Zealot could get like 8 kills here.
yeah, I think Mark's realizing, oh, maybe I should go around. Meanwhile, Blue's like, I'm just gonna put a cannon here, and you're never
But
getting
look,
through.
Mark's
and that is
not
correct.
supply blocked. He has over 1,000 minerals, and all his larva is sitting unused.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blue's making more cannons. These Lings aren't going to do anything because they didn't go around. I think Mark's kind of suffering from not knowing the map super well.
You can go for cannons, which is okay.
I mean, they can't run by. They're too injured to run by the 1 cannon.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still 2 cannons up. Blue's natural pretty much goes up unopposed.
Overlord's still alive doing God's work.
And
Blue's
look at
sending
this
out with the shuttles.
triple
Yeah.
shuttle drop.
I like that, but I also think it's unnecessary. Like, I like that,
Yeah.
but Blue also just totally demolished Mark's defense and his economy. So Blue
Yeah.
could just... Oh, alright, more drones from Mark, though. I like it. Mark's playing a lot... Like, it looks like Mark's like getting beat up in this game, but he's definitely playing a lot better than he did in Yoinky Splinky 1. In Yoinky Splinky 1, he just like went for an early attack and then didn't follow up with anything. And
This
now
drop's going
Mark's
to be
really
right on the
drawn it
workers,
up.
and I don't think the workers are going to be pulled. I think they're just going to sit here and die, which is, I think, a shame.
But still a smart move. We haven't seen too many drops. Look at these shuttles making it so the Hydras can't target Zealots. You love to see it. Okay, drones to stall the Zealots in sunken range. Not bad.
Still no. Mark is not making any more
These
armies.
drones actually are going crazy. Because the Zealots don't naturally target them. They try to get around onto the Hydras. So the drones just blocking up these Zealots did pretty big work.
But look, there's no Zealots, or no Zerglings being made. Through this entire fight, Mark has not made any more units.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think we can really see here that Mark is, I think so far, all of the problems that Mark has gone through were because he... Well, okay, not the 4-pool, but all the problems this game, on the Blue Storm game, that Mark has gone through, Blue loading up. It's not the... Mark just left!
That's it.
It's not the first drop that kills you, it's the second, or the third.
Yeah.
But I think during Game 2, Mark made a lot of like decent decisions. And like they weren't perfect, but like with the information he knows, they weren't bad. But his problem was he just wasn't what is called macro, or like making units. It wasn't at the same level as Blue's, and because of that, Blue was able to take the win.
Ultimately, Blue's multitasking was better.
Yeah.
Mark seemed to play I won't say single-minded, but like he was very
And, like,
focused
he
on whatever
probably-
one thing he was doing. When StarCraft rewards,
Oh, yeah.
StarCraft rewards doing a whole bunch of things poorly versus doing one thing like perfect, nailing it.
Yeah, that's true. It's so funny because a lot of you'll see even at pro, like at pro level, you'll see like a pro do a drop, and then the drop just doesn't do well, and then a lot of people in like the YouTube chat or whatever will be like, I could have done that better, and it's like, yeah, you could have, but the pro could have as well. And what the difference between you and the pro is, you would have done the drop better. But the pro
At your own
did.
detriment.
Yeah, you would have done the drop better, but you wouldn't have done the other attack that the attack on your opponent's third that the pro was doing at the same time. The making their army that the pro was doing at the same time. The making workers and sending them to mine that the pro was doing at the same time. The getting upgrades and building your tech that the pro was doing at the same time. And overall, I feel like there were I think Mark, honestly, I think the Zealot flank. I think Mark probably didn't have his Zerglings hotkeyed, because like frankly, if I'm me, or if I'm Mark, and those Zealots go to flank, while looking at the Zealots, press A click to send the Zerglings right to them. But I feel like Mark probably didn't have his Zerglings hotkeyed, and because of that, he was really slow with the response, or maybe he was just flustered and forgot about them. But overall, Mark, I think, even though he, technically speaking, did worse placement-wise than he did in Yoinky Sploinky 1, I definitely think I saw some improvement. You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely improved.
So, it's
just it's a tougher tournament. Tougher players, more players,
Yeah. I mean, even Blue was 4th place in Yoinky Sploinky 1, and he had to fight to, not be eliminated in 9th through 12th. So, yeah, Mark, I think, played well, and it's sad to see him go. But this does mean that Blue goes on to fight another Zerg, Joj, in the next round of the lower bracket. Blue is officially in the top 8, the top half. So good on him. He's going to play Joj, and then the winner of Blue versus Joj plays Gianni. So, yeah, 07 Mark. And, Blue, he won this game versus Mark, but he's got a tough hill to climb going through Joj, and then if he goes through Joj, going through Gianni. So, good on Blue for beating Mark, but good luck in future games. Now...
And this is no guarantee this is the last we see of Mark. We still have our...
we still have show matches, which Mark is now qualified for.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah. So we could see Mark play next Wednesday. Who knows? But coming up next, we have Will versus Vignette. And I don't even have Discord up on my monitor, so I'm assuming you're doing all of that. But we have... Will versus Vignette. I don't think these two have ever officially played. However, I know that Will has been a practice partner for Vignette. They're historied. I also think...
And I think on that note, I'm going to leave this call. So
Yeah. If anyone in chat wants to be a commentator.
Yeah, hop on in, guys.
Also, can you make the game? Because again...
I'm making it.
Alright, epic. So, I also think, I want to call out here that these two players are both the board flatworm APM, and that really goes to show that, you can be good without being a vertebrate level. Because I think we can all agree a vertebrate is higher than a board flatworm. I was even thinking about this earlier. I think, if you take Will... Oh yeah, Mark, let me hit you up. If I hit you up with the temporary commentator role, and then I move you to the commentator call, Mark should be able to hear. And then, can I join the booth? Yeah, sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Alright, Blue, hold on, Blue, I gotta give you the role. You should be able to unmute and talk now, Blue.
Let me see if I can get some headphones real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Hose, if you want to join. I'm not entirely sure who you are on Discord, but like,
Okay, there we go.
join the call, and I'll give you the temporary commentator role. And we'll just go wild. So, anyway, as I was saying, I think Will, if you look at the top like 4, 5, 6 players, Will probably has the lowest APM of them. And yeah, I know Will kind of jokes, and Gianni probably unironically thinks like, oh, Protoss has low APM, but I don't think that's true. I think all races can play in such a way that your low APM is not a detriment.
I mean, I'm technically Protoss, and I have one of the higher APMs.
Yeah, exactly. I think the one of the main streamers, like the biggest streamer in the English-speaking scene, goes by the name of Artosis, and famously hates Protoss. And because of that, I think Protoss kind of just gets a bad rep, and everyone likes to shit and be like, oh, Protoss takes no skill, or Terran's the best race, yada yada. And I think, Will kind of makes the jokes about that too, with being like low APM but good player for Protoss. But in reality, I think Will just plays very smart in such a way that, like, even though he has low APM, quote unquote low, it's still like 90, it's still pretty high. But he's able to beat, Will, he's able to beat me and Gianni, and we have higher APMs than him. Now, all this talk, I was doing that kind of because the game was getting set up and I didn't know where Vignette was because he wasn't in the Discord calls. But he's in the game. So just real quick, speed run. We have Will here. First place in Group A. Second place overall in Yoinky Spoinky 1. His versus Terran win rate. Actually, I feel like all of Will's win rates are probably pretty, like, inaccurate. I definitely think Will's best matchup is versus Zerg, and Will's, I don't know about, the matchup he has the least experience with, at least, is versus Protoss, but like you can see his win rates are kind of flipped. And then, just real quick, again, going over to Vignette, first place in Group D, 6th place in Yoinky Spoinky 1. Vignette's a real practice hound. Like, he's a workhorse. He practices a lot for all of his matchups. I don't actually know how much he practiced for this one, but I know he's practiced a lot for when he played Joj and Blue, and even last tournament when he played Gianni. It's like he does a lot of practice, so I wouldn't be 100% surprised if he like took a game off Will, or I guess maybe even beat him. But he definitely has an uphill fight. And anyway, I guess we can.
Hello. He wants to play against me.
Yeah, true.
Hold up.
So we have in the commentator booth, we have Blue and Mark from last game, and we have Mariposa. And it looks like the game is starting. All right.
Oh, is it starting right now already?
Yes, sir. Oh shoot! Wait, you guys weren't all in the game observing. Yo, I'll stream. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, and then I have some shit to say.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I don't know if I can say, but after the first game.
Okay, after the first game. So we have Vignette, the Magenta Terran, in the top right. They're talking about riddles. Let's go. Okay. And we have Blue, or not Blue, sorry. Dankadox in the green Protoss in the bottom left. Sorry, I looked at the chat, and we had Amy Alles going, hi Blue, hi Mark, hi Mariposa.
Hi Amy, what's up?
Alright, and I haven't really been paying close attention to Will's riddle, so I can't answer it, but I would know the answer, obviously.
I think it's no kingdom, but I don't know. Whatever.
Does Will always choose that color for Protoss?
He switches between green and pale green, but I feel like this is generally his signature. I mean, it looks like both players are going pretty standard. Actually, Will's pylon might be I think was a little late. So Will might have been a little too into
Yeah, it might be a little too into the riddles,
the
right?
riddle,
So,
yeah. But
It's just a late by just like microseconds. If any.
yeah.
yeah, it's late. I think he's supposed to make it on 8 supply, but he made it on 9 supply. It's not a big deal, but I think, like, very technically speaking.
I do not understand how these guys are doing both riddles and also.
Well, look at their APM. That's the
game.
answer.
Oh yeah.
They started at 100 so Vignette started at 160, and then when the riddle started happening, it dropped to 120, and now it's down to 40.
You
Yeah.
can see if their APM is dropping. That's probably them typing right now.
Yeah, there's a real chance.
Imagine that typing 200 words per minute while microing a.
True. I know,
Fast game.
you know, I was one, like, my opener versus Gianni in game 1 in particular was behind because we were talking about, I don't even remember what stupid shit we were talking about.
So the
The
probes and
probes-
Zilla
yeah,
don't
Scouting
see
and
each
they,
other.
and they pass each other in the night.
The workers passed. I don't know if they technically saw each other, but neither player clicked over there. So I think it's safe to assume neither player knows the other is scouting.
And
but-
both of them get scouted.
Yeah,
at the,
and I think both
same
of them
time,
are going for
relatively.
fairly standard openers. If anything, I think Vignette's gas might be a little late, but I don't know for sure. I'm not a Terran player. But Will's opener here looks like it's super by the book. Like, you know, 1 gateway into a cybernetics core, because Zealots don't really do anything versus Terran until they have Zealot leg speed.
Yeah, this is already an interesting. So, what is the matchup like between Protoss and Terran at this point? Like at this level?
Generally, Terran, the barracks also, you know, Michael not making a single Marine is, like, crazy.
Yeah, he's living.
Yeah, expanding
Pro-
before the Marine. I really like this. I'm going to talk about this a little more. But, you know, Terran doesn't really... Marines and medics and fire bats and ghosts just don't really do anything against the core Protoss army. Because, you know, guess what? The Dragoon has higher range than them, and Zealots are, like, immortal, because they have, like, 180 health.
The
Yeah.
Protoss probe wins the fight against the SCV, right?
Well, the SCV is building the command center, so yes, it does. But the SCV has more health, so it depends.
Higher damage.
Because the I think they have the same damage, but a probe has
got
a
the kill
longer
off.
attack range. Yeah, you know, one of the downsides from Michael going no Marine. Oh, well, now he has a Marine, but starting the command center before the Marine is, you know, it's hard to fight off this probe. But I really like Michael's super greedy command center before starting a Marine, because, you know, Michael knows he's the underdog, so he's going for not like the greediest opener ever, but a relatively greedy one to try to give him an edge, and right away he's getting his factory count up, and he's going straight for machine shop. Michael's really cutting corners here to get into, like, the standard mid-game as fast as possible, which I'm in favor of. If you're...
We got
you
a
know, if
Stargate
you,
coming out of Will.
What? No way! Oh, and he's making a scout! No, Will, don't do it to him like this!
Oh my god.
Okay, so the Stargate, and he's not even expanding. Oh my god, Will's trying to dunk on this kid. So the Stargate is the late game tech for Protoss versus Terran, because as we've seen in this tournament, carriers are really good, and arbiters are also really good versus Terran particularly. We haven't seen them versus Terran, but versus Terran they're really good. But you don't get them this early because what can the Stargate make right now? The Corsair, which only shoots air, and the Scout, which is like one of the most expensive units in the game, but it has like the same ground DPS as a worker. So we have the Scout moving across the map as slow as possible, and it does 8 damage to ground stuff, and it just attacks so slowly. So I love to see the Scout, but like Will's disrespecting my mans here. I think one Scout might
think he's
even
going
lose
straight
to
for the
2.
workers?
Oh yeah, I hope so. And he's gonna do some real actual damage with this because Michael hasn't scouted yet, and Michael's also not putting on pressure. So Michael doesn't have any turrets up. He's not making more Marines, which is generally the right thing to do, and he doesn't have an armory up, and you need an armory for Goliaths. So this scout,
he's taking sieges.
This scout is just gonna come in. And honestly, I can't wait to see what Michael's reaction is, because I think it's just going to be silliness. And Will's either getting air upgrades or he's getting goon range. But either way, here it is. Bro!
Yeah.
Look how slowly it's killing these workers here. Like, they're...
What's that DPS?
It's so
He has a couple of
bad.
Marines.
Yeah, and look, Michael's just making a turret on top of the scout, and he's probably going to be able to save the workers. Look at this, it's pathetic. Oh my god.
I don't know why you wouldn't bring out more.
And and now with the turret done, the scout has to pull back. But actually, it might kill these workers.
He's going after the Marines.
Yeah, which I think is smart. I think you have to. I think it might win this fight. I can't believe that.
Oh.
And he's building another missile turret.
But I wonder if
He's getting him to use his resources, though.
Yeah. Michael actually might have to repair this SCV. Or, well, he was ready for it. I'm impressed with, like, how bad the scout is. I'm not gonna lie. 3 kills, and just so you know, a scout, I think, is, like, 275 minerals and, like, 175 gas. Like, it is insanely expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Will, I think, had his fun. And, going straight into Dark Templar.
Very interesting.
Oh, Dark!
Oh my god!
Wait, Will, okay, hold on, everyone, hold on. Earlier in the stream, I talked about a bad build order that existed on Liquipedia called the Stove. And what Will is doing is called the Royal Stove, where you start with a Scout, and then you make a Dark Archon to mind control a Terran SCV to build up siege tanks. So I think... Yeah, Michael sees the goons, and I think he sees the Dark Templar. Either way, he knows about it now. So I think Will is going to mind control an SCV and try to build up the Terran tech tree to get siege tanks.
I understand the riddle at the beginning of the game now.
Wait, what was
He's talking about, like... He's talking about, like, armies and, like... Royal something and that.
This isn't even a Dark Templar rush, too, because you can get Dark Templar like 3 minutes earlier. Michael has no idea. Will's making a robotics facility to shuttle in the Dark Archon, mind control the SCV, and then shuttle it out. This is hilarious. So Will actually is like giving Michael a real chance here by doing the dumbest build ever.
Placing mines.
Yeah.
And at his own place.
This is crazy.
Smart,
insane.
very defensive minefield placements. And Vignette, honestly, over making turrets, I think, especially at his natural.
He's going for a third
I think that's a
expansion.
good thing, right? Because like that denies the shuttle to even getting into his natural.
Yeah, it denies the shuttle, but like the shuttles can still come in the main. But Vignette has an academy, but no comsat. So he actually has no idea, and just now starting a starport, I like that. But he has no idea what Will is cooking up, other than the fact that he has Dragoons and Dark Templar. And the shuttle coming out immediately going to the Dark Archon, picks it up right away. I wish I clicked on the Dark Archon to see its energy, because it needs 150 energy or like mana to cast Mind Control. And what's really funny is...
over time, right?
Yeah, it gets that over time. Mind Control, when you cast Mind Control, the Dark Archon shields go to 0. Like, and the Dark Archon has like 200 shields, 25 HP or something. So like, they really don't want you doing mass Mind Control. But I think Michael Vignette's playing a little too defensive. He's banking up a lot of money. I'd like to see some more factories come down, but he's never getting supply blocked. He has 3 Depot Daves right now. But just looking at him, he has this one SCV by the starport that, like, if Will sees that, he's gonna snag right away.
What's the base to base ratio for Protoss versus Terran?
Protoss generally needs to be up on a base. Like Terran, if Terran just... One of the most dangerous things Terran can actually do is just stay on 2 base, turtle until you're at 200 supply and 3/3 upgrades, and then do a crazy death push. Because Terran at 200 supply is like the most dangerous thing in the game, especially at 3/3 upgrades. But Michael still doesn't have an armory, and you need an armory for upgrades and for Goliaths. And I think he's gonna need Goliaths for what Will is cooking up, maybe.
We got scouts coming out now, or
Yeah.
observers.
Will's really trying to
3
give
idle
Michael a
probes.
chance.
4
Oh,
idle probes.
Will has an Arbiter Tribunal as well. So he's probably making an Arbiter with his Stargate, because I think that's part of what the Royal Stove is you recall siege tanks.
And here
He's
it
about to
comes.
do it.
Walk in.
He can't see
big
the
guns.
probe just yet. He can't see. Vignette can't see the probe, or the shuttle. He
Yeah,
can't
the
see
shuttle.
the shuttle yet.
I actually think, Will's really trying. Like, Will's trying his best, but his build is so like bad
All right, shuttle's
that if
in
Michael could walk across the map and win. Yeah, look, here it comes. Oh
no, the shuttle!
Oh, does he not have mind control researched? Oh no, he got it. And he leaves the Dark
And he
Archon.
escapes with it.
He leaves the Dark Archon. He doesn't even care. Oh man, that's so funny. So it's gonna. I wonder what the top right is gonna do, because unlike in StarCraft 2, each of the races has their own supply. So right now, Will can get to 400 by getting
That is
200
insane.
Terran supply and 200 Protoss supply.
Is that really how that works?
Yeah,
does
that's how it
have,
works. And he's starting a command center. Oh man, but Will has no
He
ground
has
army. So if
12
Michael attacked, he'd just win the game.
Yeah. I was gonna say he has 12 vultures. He should be able to just walk into the mineral lines and just take those out.
Yeah. Honestly,
Even if
not
it's
even
fancy
that.
and all
He
that.
should just be able to. He can walk in and completely level Will's main. And we can see this Arbiter still making, because they take, I think, the longest of any unit. It just now finished.
In the somewhat top left, you can see him starting on the command center. For
Yeah.
Terran.
Michael has a science vessel, so in a way this Arbiter is countered already. And I think Michael was waiting for the... I hope, at least, he was waiting for the science vessel to move out, because now he just needs to go. Will's supply
look at Will's
blocked
supply.
somehow. I don't even know
Yeah.
what happened there. Wait, actually, how did he get supply blocked like that? I have no idea. Did he kill one of his own pylons or something? He has a Reaver as well. Alright, Michael's doing the world's slowest push, but I think he just needs
He's calling
to...
aligning the vultures.
I think that's okay, because, yeah, he's grouping them here before he goes for his big attack, which I generally think is okay.
It doesn't seem like he has any observers yet, so he might just be walking them into death.
Will's
Taking it.
making
Yep.
a barracks on the supply depot, yeah. Michael, I think, just waited too long. And he has too much money. Like, he needs more factories. He's still only on 3. Okay. Sieging the tanks.
Observers
I
out.
think...
There's the sniper vessel, yeah.
I don't think Will can take this fight. Oh, well, of course the Arbiter technically does ground damage. If you thought the Scout had bad DPS, wait till you see the Arbiter. Okay. Interesting seeing Vignette. Oh, Vignette's going for battle cruisers! That's why he's banking up so much money. He has a physics lab and he has 3 starports. Interesting. but I don't think battle cruisers are really the answer. Especially because like
Ooh.
Will's making
Oh my
Marines now.
I'm fairly certain if he
And
can just
he's
walk
starting
into
a
those tanks
factory
now.
too. Oh yeah, pretty much this whole game, Vignette has been able to just walk into Will's base.
Yeah, look at that. 205 supply.
Oh, that's how he was supply blocked, or what looked like a supply
Yeah,
block.
maybe. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. This makes hotkeys pretty confusing. Yeah, I bet. This is like the most cursed thing I've ever seen. The cannons
So
and
now it's
pylons
becoming
defending
a
supply
Protoss
depots.
Terran versus Terran.
Yeah, I don't really know where this goes. I think Vignette is kind of rapidly, oh, this shuttle has a Reaver in it. And I think that's going to be the end of this push that Vignette has here. This Reaver is going to do crazy damage.
It's so surprising that he's not going for
Yeah.
High Templar Storm.
Yeah,
That
Storm
one
would
Reaver
have
took
been
down
another
all of
way.
that.
Yeah, one Reaver is crazy. Oh, Vignette, you can't do this. You gotta pull back. Okay, he gets a goon for free. Vignette's also really far down in upgrades. Will's 1-1.
Oh my God,
Vignette
wow.
is 0-0. He should be at 3-2. But he does have 3 battle cruisers, with 3 more on the way and a 4th starport coming down. Oh, this tank, rest in peace.
Oh.
And yeah, here come the Marines.
Oh, the
6
Marine
Marines,
rollout.
making a machine shop on his factory, making an academy. It's like, man.
And it looks like Will has a majority of the map too, so he can just expand and continue
Yeah.
building up the Terran.
You know, Vignette really hasn't fought for map control. And
He's also about to run out of his mineral fields in his main.
yeah, he does at least have a 3rd base here. But the 3rd base is pretty much only defended because Will doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm anxious about these
Actually-
battle cruisers.
Hey,
Because the Arbiter
So
has a
Will-
spell called Stasis. And what it does is anything in its radius is put in what's called Stasis, what the spell is named after, where they can't take damage, but they also can't deal damage for like actually like
Oh.
2 minutes. It's
Will
insanely
actually
long.
knows. Yeah, Will knows that base is there because he has an observer in the top that can see a refinery over there.
Oh, you're right. That's funny. I didn't even register. Oh, yeah. He also... Oh, the observers are right on the science facility. He sees all the battle cruisers. So, right now, Vignette's at 140 supply. Probably, like... Looking at this, 36 supply of this is in battle cruisers. And I think Will is going to stasis the battle cruisers with the Arbiter and effectively delete 36 supply from Vignette for like 2 minutes. And 2 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but considering this game has been on for 19 minutes, it's a very long time. And yeah, here come
Units is about
the
to
siege tanks. This is a good fight to take for Vignette because the Arbiters aren't here. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Now these are... All of these battle cruisers are useless for the next 2 minutes. I don't even know if it's 2 minutes. I think it's like 130 seconds or something. Yeah, no way! So, Will is kind of clowning on Vignette here. And look at this, getting a siege push here. And I don't think Vignette even really knows. Until now, he's like, what the fuck?
Oh, he can make the siege tank invisible too.
Yeah. 2 more
Here comes
battle
some more
cruisers
battle
come
cruisers.
in. And yeah, these battle cruisers are deleting Marines. That's so funny. But like the goons just aren't doing anything. And now here they come in. Oh, the battle cruisers came out of stasis. Okay, so it's maybe like 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Which is actually like a pretty crazy flank on Will's Dragoons here. But I still like... And yeah, the Arbiter comes in. Stasis is
There he
there
goes.
again! Oh man. I can't believe it.
He's moving in some more tanks.
Yeah. Will really memed on him.
I couldn't imagine losing to my own, like, having one of my own units stolen and then losing to it. That's just such a, like, way to go.
Vignette scanning? I don't know what he scanned, though.
The Dark Templars are going up to the 3rd expansion.
Yeah.
Wiping it
Gonna
out
shut
now.
that down. This is crazy. Alright.
At what point would you say this game is probably decided?
Honestly, I think it already is. I think because Will was able to look, Vignette pushed out way too early or way too late. So Will was able to, cut a lot of defense for super quick tech, and then do it a second time to build up the Terran tech tree. And because now that, he has multiple factories being made in his main, and he has siege tank tech, it's like, oh, wait, I'm such a stupid idiot. I was like, where was Vignette scanning? It wasn't him. Will was the one scanning. He has a comsat station. No way. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, yeah, Will's gonna recall all of these sieged tanks right in there. I think the game is over, and I think,
Oh,
Vignette
can you recall them while they're sieged?
Yes, you can.
And do they come out sieged?
Yes.
Or...
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Well, they're not,
How does that
they're not trying to balance it at this point. They're not trying to be like, well, we have to make it fair so if Protoss has Terran. And yeah, with all these Templars, Storms are really good against battlecruisers because battlecruisers are so slow they just can't dodge it. And yeah, he doesn't even need to. That's tough. That's so tough. Man, this is the worst way to end it, to walk in with just goons? Come on. Here come the tanks now.
Now, what do you think Vignette's going to think about in the second game?
I hope that... I really liked Vignette's opening. I think it was really clean. His command center got delayed and he took some theoretical damage from the scout. But I hope he opens the same way again. The Arbiter just stasis the battlecruisers again. And when things are stasis, they still take up supply. So you might look at this and be like, well, Vignette still has a decent supply. It's like, no. Like 18 of his supplies here in these battlecruisers that aren't moving. But I hope Vignette opens the same, or relatively the same, is just more aggressive. Attacks earlier, something along those lines. Because if he attacked earlier, then he really could have won this game.
Well, granted, we'll win for the Royal Stove opening.
Yeah. Will went for a famously, bad opener. And, people knew it was bad back in, 2000 when it was invented. It's not bad, but it used to be good, but now it's bad. It's like, no, this was always a meme build. And
Storm on the cruisers.
Clearly, from this game, yeah, these storms are doing numbers. Battle cruisers are out of stasis and they're stormed again. Vignette.
Oh, Will's completely mined out of his.
He uses 3 Yamatos to kill the Arbiter. That's funny. Yeah, I think Vignette knew the game was over, but was just letting Will have fun with his dual races, which is respectable.
Oh, here comes some more tanks.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting game.
Yeah, I just hope Vignette looks at this. Yeah, it did not happen in Yoki's Wonky 1. I hope Vignette looks at this and is like, okay, Will isn't respecting my early game, so I'm gonna use this early game to be more aggressive. I think that would be the best case scenario. What's the next map? Apocalypse. Okay. Let's make that. Alright. So the game is up. Man, that was comedy.
We're in here.
And so, just a reminder, the winner of this game, because this is in the upper bracket, the winner of this game plays me in the upper bracket finals. Not the winner of this game, the winner of this match. And is guaranteed to be in the top 3. The loser of this game is not eliminated, but in the lower bracket, I don't know, somewhere in the lower bracket, they'll play the winner of Medusa versus Vignette. And Mariposa, you gonna join the game, bro?
No, I'm not on my main setup.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm streaming on Discord, so you're all good. Oh, shoot! I didn't ask if they were ready.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
My bad. Because I'm always streaming, I never really host the map, so I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
Alright, but Will's moving, so he's ready. But in the bottom left, on the 3-player map, Apocalypse. Oh shoot, I gotta change OBS screens. In the bottom left, we have the green Protoss Will. 1 win away from, securing his spot in the top 3. And in the bottom right, we have our magenta Terran Vignette. So as I was kind of saying before, if Vignette loses, he plays up against the winner of Medusa versus Verify Venez. So no matter what, he's playing another Protoss. So he might just be thinking like, all right, this is good. Like he might be thinking like, I'm gonna lose because I'm like the super underdog. I'm just gonna use this as practice for my next match, which would be not a terrible mindset, but I still think there are some things Vignette can do to win. I don't think it's over or anything. Especially seeing how Will played last game. Will played badly in a sense where he played well, but he played a really bad opener that opened him up to die to early aggression. If Vignette was aggressive early, which he wasn't.
Now, what is the handicap difference between Will and Vignette?
It's only 1 tier, so the difference is Vignette picks all the maps. But I do want to say, I think I kind of talked about this earlier a little bit at some point. I think the difference between tier 1 and tier 2 is the biggest difference between all of the handicap tiers. So in a way, it's like I don't know how to. It's hard because I don't really know how to balance it in such a way where like maybe it's tier 0 and then tier 1 is empty and then I don't know. But either way, I think Vignette, just by the nature of these 2 players' skill levels, is playing an uphill battle. But that doesn't mean it's impossible.
So Will technically doesn't see the base yet.
No, he sees it now, yeah. And if he kills this worker, or this SCV, the barracks finishes, and Vignette pulls away, which is smart. Something Will deliberately practiced is the SCV, or the probe and the drone have a range of 1. The SCV has a ranged attack, but their range is 0. So what this means is that if you are like an actual pro-level gamer, you can kill infinite SCVs with 1 probe. And that's something that Will did deliberately practice. But he, I guess, was busy doing stuff at home, and he didn't do the micro or just opted not to. But he's walking across the map with 1 zealot and 1 probe. And Vignette is playing risky again, where he's just opting to not make any Marines. And I think it's going to bite him in the butt. I do want to say...
I'm not sure. Do you think you learned the wrong lesson of how not making Marines really hurts you, bro?
Well, I think not making Marines is a good call, because you need to cut corners to win against someone who's better than you. But that might be the wrong corner to cut. And I do want to point out, this probe is here because the Zealot does 16 times 2. The Zealot 3-shots a Marine. The probe can help. If the probe hits the Marine twice and the Zealot hits the Marine twice, they kill the Marine. So a probe helps a Zealot fight a lot.
And Will's bringing in a second Zealot.
Yeah.
Now.
And Will can just rally Zealots as soon as they're finished. Especially on 2 gateways. Yeah, I didn't even realize he's going 2 gates before his Cybernetics core. Will's going super aggressive, which doesn't help that Vignette played, he tried to cut corners.
And it's lost him 6 SCVs now.
I think it's going to lose him the game, honestly.
Yeah,
maybe
Zealots,
this factory
Marines.
gets up. And if a Vulture comes out, then Vignette's still in. But I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Look at the supply difference. And this is all workers, really. Vignette has 8 workers, a 9th making a 2nd factory, and Will's
sending all of his workers
8
over.
workers, but he's pulling them to help fight. Will's really clowning on him here. But the Vulture's out. So the question is, is Vignette's Vulture control good enough to not die to these Zealots?
There's 2 more on their way.
Oh, and he's making a machine shop too. He's like, oh, I guess I'm good. It's like, no, you just need more Vultures, buddy boy.
And here they come walking in. And
yeah, that's real tough. And because he's making the machine shop, there's no other Vulture. His barracks is floated too, so he literally can't make army units right now. And Will's making a pylon, probably for a shield battery, if I had to guess. That's tough. That's tough. Vignette lives the command center. No, not like this. Come on, he's at 1 supply. Makes a pylon right under the command center. I thought that was going to be a Nexus. Oh, and goons come in. Alright, so the anti-air is here. Vignette's down at 0 supply. He can afford 1 worker. But he could cancel this factory. Oh yeah, I don't think Vignette even knows where Will's base is. Because I don't think he scouted either. Vignette... I liked a lot of moves that Vignette did this game. But he cut some corners that, they're corners, they're corners for a reason. Like, you can cut them and get away with it, but it's a risk, and he paid the price. These Dragoons. See the barracks. Time for a base trade. True, they're literally trading positions on the map. I'm surprised Will hasn't started a Stargate. Because as soon as I see people lift things, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna get a flying thing to shoot it down right away. And only 3 Dragoons, too. This is gonna be the longest anti-air spree. Don't make me mind control it. Do not be fooled. You cannot mind control buildings. At least, I don't think so. We're making more pylons.
The 0 out of 10 supply.
Do you think he's going to set down this barracks and start making Marines? Or
he can afford 1 Marine. Or, honestly, I hope he sets down a factory and makes 1 Vulture. Because 1 Vulture is going to do more than 1 Marine or 1 SCV. Especially, oh, the Dragoon lost the command center. What is my man's Will doing here? Oh, you better cancel that Marine if you want any chance. Behold my grand scheme. Okay. Look, these SCVs, the Marine's gonna... Oh, it spawned there. Never mind. Will not ready for the catch. The Marine, I thought the Marine was gonna spawn like here and be trapped by the probes, but no, I think he. Yeah.
There's the gang.
Run, Martin. Here's how Vignette can still win. Crazy worker micro here. Oh no! The cutoff! Alrighty. And now we're just gonna wait for these buildings to burn down. Playing survival horror, true. Now if Will were a good gamer, alright, there we go. GG. Alright, so, crazy games today. Especially that first game when Will went for the Royal Stove. My God, there's the Royal Stove is like a meme build, and there's this one video that's kind of famous of this guy casting like 2 high levels players play, and he's being serious, and then he sees the scout and he starts laughing, and he's like, he's going for a stove, and it's like, man, it's a build that like literally invokes laughter from high level players. But Vignette wasn't aggressive and he paid the price for it. So as a summary today, in game 1, Blue won 2-0 versus Mark to eliminate Mark, and Blue moved into the top 8 where they'll play Joj. And then in game 2, Will won 2-0 versus Vignette to move into the upper bracket finals, where the winner goes on to the grand finals. So Will's guaranteed 3rd place, and then Vignette falls down to the lower bracket where he plays the winner of Venice versus Medusa. So I mean, yeah, any last words for all you commentators out there?
I'm sick.
Like...
Hey.
I'm sick.
These games were definitely interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, well, I think that does it, unless Mark, Mariposa, you guys have anything?
No, I think that was a very... those 2 games are very nice to see.
Alright.
I don't know.
Yeah,
very different.
I hope I get to play in the it's called show game?
Yeah, the show matches on Wednesday. Yeah, good idea. Good reminder. So on Wednesday, because the scheduling was messed up with us doing these mixed brackets, having a game on Wednesday wouldn't give the players the week that we want to give them to prepare. So we're doing show matches instead. We want anyone who got eliminated or hasn't played have priority to play in those. But if we don't have enough players, or if we're doing 2v2s or something, then anyone who's still in the tournament will probably join. And that is this Wednesday at the normal 8 o'clock time slot. And